True, nervous, very, very dreadfully nervous I had been and am. But why will you say that I am mad? Observe how healthily, how calmly I can tell you the whole story. It is impossible to say how first the idea entered my brain, but once conceived, it haunted me day and night. Object there was none. Passion there was none. I loved the old man. He had never wronged me. But his eye, that eye was like a vulture, a pale blue eye with a film over it. So you see, it was not the old man who vexed me, but his evil eye. And every night, about midnight, I turned the latch of his door and opened it, oh, so gently. Upon the 8th night, I was more than usually cautious in opening the door. A watch's minute hand moves more quickly than did mine. And then, when I had made an opening sufficient for my head, there was the eye, open wide, and I grew furious as I gazed upon it. In the enthusiasm of my confidence, I brought him to the floor and pulled the heavy bed over him. I then smiled gaily to find the deed so far done. The officers were satisfied. My manner had convinced them. I was singularly at ease. They sat, and while I answered cheerily, they chatted of familiar things. But ere long, I felt myself getting pale and wished them gone. It grew louder, I say, louder every moment. Do you mark me well? I have told you that I am nervous, so I am. And now, at the dead hour of the night, amid the dreadful silence of that old house, so strange a noise as this excited me to uncontrollable terror. But the noise steadily increased. Oh God, what could I do? I foamed, I raved, I swore. I swung the chair upon which I had been sitting and grated it upon the boards. But the noise arose over all and continually increased. It grew louder, louder, louder. And still the men chatted pleasantly and smiled. Was it possible they heard not? Almighty God, no, no, they heard, they suspected, they knew. They were making a mockery of my horror. This I thought, and this I think. But anything was better than this agony. Anything was more tolerable than this derision. I could bear those hypocritical smiles no longer. I felt that I must scream or die. And now, again, hark, louder, 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 louder. Villains, I shrieked, dissemble no more. I admit the deed. Tear up the planks. Here, here, it is the beating of his hideous heart. And thus, the heart, beating under the weight of guilt and madness, revealed the truth that lay hidden beneath the floorboards and beneath the facade of sanity.